everybody. Welcome to another episode of Whatcha, Packin. My name is Michelle Visage, and sitting here with me is New York's own Aquaria.
Hey, Michelle.
Hello, darling.
How's it going?
New York, by the way, of Philadelphia.
Of Philadelphia, suburbs.
You moved to New York City. How old were you?
I was fresh out of senior year of high school, so probably, what, 17, 18?
Same age I was when I moved to New York City. And changes your life, doesn't it?
It was beyond life-changing.
So 21 is a life-changing moment for you, and I would say RuPaul's Drag Race is a great way to usher that kind of Saturn Returns moment in.
Absolutely.
What was it like for you, darling? Never been in the bottom?
Never at all.
Won 3 challenges? What has this journey been like for you?
It's been awesome. I think I've done an excellent job. I put out a great body of work that I'm more than proud of. I've become a person that I'm extremely proud of. So this whole experience has taken me from what I thought was level 100 to a different version of level 100. I'm evolved into a completely different person, and I don't think any other experience is quite like Drag Race in that way that can really change you so much.
Well, you say you've evolved into a much better person. In what way?
I think just how I think about drag, my outlook on myself as a human being, my in-tuneness with my own emotions and feelings and agitations about myself and my drag in the world. I think I've just come more into my own, and you know, as RuPaul said, we're 21, we think we're all that and we know everything and that we're unbeatable, but we soon learn that that's not the case and that there's a lot more to life than just what we think it is.
Did being the youngest one on the cast give you any anxiety or make you feel like you weren't being taken seriously?
I think coming into the competition, I was very confident in who I was, but I knew that I was the new kid amongst all these other people who've been doing drag much longer than I've been, who have lived on this earth much longer than I've been. I kind of felt like a little kid who was getting their first time at the grown-up table at Thanksgiving. Through every walkthrough, RuPaul would remind me that, you know, I'm not a fraud, I'm not a phony, like, I'm here for a reason and I'm moving along every single week for a reason. I definitely felt like I needed to show people that I'm more than the superficial image that they usually get to see online and whatnot.
Well, because that's all we know you from.
Totally.
Right.
So I'm glad that y'all got to see me sing and dance and act and try to be funny. And, you know, in everything that I did, and RuPaul definitely pushed me to try to make everything this way, I tried to put my own Aquarian flair into everything I do. You know, when I do a runway look, there's a specific way I go about doing that, and Ru really wanted me to put that mindset into an acting challenge, a singing challenge. Like, how does Aquaria take on that type of challenge? I'm glad we made some very distinct connections during our banter, during critiques, because even the first couple of weeks you let me know, you were like, these cuts are all wrong, everything is so weird, and I totally understand it and I get it.
Yeah.
So I was glad that throughout this whole journey, I wasn't in a position where it's like, oh, are Michelle and Ru gonna get my look, or am I gonna have to try to explain my drag? You know, it was episode 1, y'all got what I was doing, and from there on, that box was checked and I was able to give you me without worrying about being myself.
Fair enough. We get every type of drag. There's
of
not a
course.
drag that we don't get.
But you got it and liked it. So
Yes,
was
I got
happy
it,
about
liked it,
that.
exactly. For me, it's about not only getting it, but understanding it, and it has to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't matter who gets it. It has to be a story that when you look at it, you go, oh my God. You might not understand the aesthetic or where it came from or even like it. But if it makes sense, then it deserves to be, you know, applauded. I understood who you are and where you were coming from. I also know that your drag mother of sorts is Sharon Needles, and I can tell she might not have given you a ton of advice, but the advice she gave you worked. From the way you were standing on stage in character, how that makes me very happy. I would venture to believe that she told you that, because there's little things that make me happy that only somebody going through that would really know, or that paid attention to close detail in watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
Absolutely. I mean, between, stuff that Sharon suggested to me, and as cheesy as it sounds, RuPaul's working it. He literally mentions how important he thinks beveling is, and keeping your posture in a particular way so you're looking good for the camera and you. Maybe I didn't do great in a challenge, or maybe the runway's a little iffy, but if I can at least be me during the whole thing, that my dedication to that would go noticed. And there's something to be said about being on all the time.
How did you do with Cracker? I know you and Cracker have a frenemy situation.
Yeah, so we've never, I guess that is the perfect definition of frenemy.
I think there's love there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's never anything hateful between us. There's just like, like lots of onomatopoeia. Airing that out into the open on day one helped us move forward in the competition and be better versions of ourselves, and form more of a better friendship that didn't have much of an enemyship.
Your sense of style is impeccable, especially for such a young age. You brought some incredible looks. This one in the middle is one of my favorites. Stars are very special to me. So when you came out, it was like, yes, everything about it was just lovely. Your hair was perfect with that. The navy kind of royal blue mixture eyeshadow. It's just a lovely carved out eye. It was just really, really beautiful. This one here with this gorgeous kimono, tell us about that. We didn't get to see that.
I actually did not get to share this. My friend Hannah helped me make the corset, but I did all the stoning and all of the hip and beading work. So this one was a lot of time and effort as far as what I put into it. And then the kimono piece is a traditional kind of moment made by a designer named Cheng in New York City. And I just thought walking down the runway, it would be so cute to have this gorgeous heavy coat just dragging, and then all this sparkle and glitter, and it kind of reminded me of like fish roe.
Barnacles.
Sushi on the runway.
Yes. So you got to wear mostly everything that you brought.
Pretty much all but a couple looks. Coming into this competition, I prepared so much, and I really wanted a distinct look and vision for each of my runways, and being able to make it to the final four and say that I was able to, serve everything on the runway and that I feel completed is very validating to me. This rainbow
sherbet,
Alaskan, whatever it ended up being on the show.
Miami realness.
This Miami realness over here, my friend Alex made. He's my furry godmother. And he used to do all real furs, but he's recently started working in all faux furs.
I appreciate
and
that.
Absolutely. Even I was able to put my effort into it, dyeing all the furs with highlighters to give it that cute pastel color. Every single look on the runway, I had at least a lot of say in, and I feel like everything was very genuine to me and very genuine to the vision I have for Aquaria.
It is a beautiful vision. I am so very proud of you. So young, so dedicated to the craft, so in love with your artistry and your vision. I understand it all. I get every single bit of everything you're trying to put out there. It does not go unnoticed. And I'm super grateful you allowed me to judge you this season. And I'm so glad that you came to slay. And I'm so proud of you, little Giovanni.
Thank you.
You did a really good job.
That means so much to me. I mean, I know I say it every single time on the runway. Thank you so much, it means so much, but it really does, so.
Don't ever forget that.
Absolutely.
Just remember that, kiddo.
Always.
Sweetheart, I am so proud of you, like a mother is to her child. You did it. Thank you, baby. You guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Whatcha Packin'. Bye.
Bon voyage.
Hey beauties, it's Sasha Velour, the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9. Do you want all the hot Drag Race tea? Then you better subscribe to VH1's YouTube channel, and you'll have all the fresh videos sent directly to your inbox. Now that's something not to joke about.